there's really a lot of unpacking of content in there. Seriously. So, thank you. Brandon Leone. Is Brandon here?
Yeah, I'm good. Okay, so I decided to take a little bit different approach with this, just like Lindsay did. Instead of focusing on more cultural diversity, I decided to go with LGBTQ diversity. So this is a letter I just very recently, as in this morning, early hours, was having a bit of trouble deciding what I wanted to do, and I was kind of going back and forth between a couple ideas, so I kind of put this together at about 4 in the morning. So, here it goes. Dear me, right now you're young, you're only 5, and you are so confused. You know you are different, but you can't seem to figure out why. We'll have that answer in 14 years. I know that 14 years is a long time and a lot happens, but you needed to wait those 14 years. With that time, you will understand why puberty was so difficult, why you would stand in the mirror and the only feeling you had was hatred and being uncomfortable in your body. There was no connection. You will dream about the day where you could have a beard and an Adam's apple. You still won't have one when you're 20, but I'm hoping we will soon. You will eventually get through high school, which was an amazing accomplishment that you thought you would never see. You go into college being determined to have so many friends and finally make it better for yourself. And you do. You will learn to love being in school so you can be surrounded with your friends, but they are really like your second family. You make it through freshman year and you are so proud, and you should be. We accomplished a lot that year. Sophomore year is when your life will change. Remember that I told you something big will happen in 14 years? Well, it happens this year in November. You finally decide that you need to figure out why you feel this way, and you do. This night will change everything. You will discover a word that sums up how you felt for your entire life. Everything will make sense. Hold on, I have to pull up here. You will discover that you are transgender. I know that word may be scary, but it's really not. At first, you will be scared. You'll ask what this will mean for the rest of your life, but you don't know. You just know that this is who you are. You begin to obsessively watch videos about others who share the same feelings, but are going on their own journeys. Some are much farther along, and you can't wait for that day to come to be where they are. Thinking of names was difficult. There were so many to choose from. You had one all picked out, and you will really like it, but over time, you will begin to despise it. The right name will occur to you when you least expect it, and you'll know when. All you know is that Tucker is an amazing name, and you want it. You'll eventually put that as your middle name. You'll begin to feel guilty knowing that you are hiding this from your parents and your friends. I know that coming out was so scary, but you managed to do it, and you should be proud of that. You will first tell your friends, and I know how nervous you are. You were so scared that you were going to lose them, but they don't leave. If that makes it easier, then do it now. I know that this secret was getting too much for you to handle, and you needed to tell your parents. I'm sorry I waited so long, but I was just so scared. You knew that saying it out loud wasn't an option, so you wrote up a letter, and you probably could have done a better job, but you did it anyways. Your parents still love you, and person by person, it gets easier. One place that you couldn't feel free just yet was at school. You decided that you did not want to live a lie for any moment in the new year. So on January 21st, 2017, you told everyone. You will be amazed at the responses and so thankful that you have such amazing people around you. You'll finally start feeling comfortable. You'll stop trying to adapt to your body, and eventually your body will start adapting to you because you are amazing, and it gets so much better. The sadness in your eyes will lift and will be replaced with small suns. You will smile more, and you will love taking selfies. This isn't an easy road, but you will be so happy, and your happiness is worth it. Love, 20-year-old you. P.S. You will have amazing hair, and smiling looks really good on you.
A true celebration. Mary Lou.
Trip over that. I think there's something else on the list that I thought I was going to share, but this morning I woke up and I knew I had to read one of my favorite poems from Jalaluddin Rumi, a poet associated with the mystic tradition of Sufism, which is a branch of Islam. And this is called The Guest House. You can see I use this book a lot. So, as things flutter out, try not to notice that. This is called the guest house. Guest house. This being human is a guest house. Every morning a new arrival. A joy, a depression, a meanness. Some momentary awareness comes as an unexpected visitor. Welcome and entertain them all. Even if they're a crowd of sorrows who violently sweep your house empty of its furniture, still, treat each guest honorably. He may be clearing you out for some new delight. The dark thought, the shame, the malice, meet them at the door, laughing, and invite them in. Be grateful for whoever comes, because each has been sent as a guide from beyond.
Thank you. The next one, Val. I think he's over here. Oh, there you go. Val Maester.
A video to show. So this is called the Refugee Song, or Running, and some of you may have seen it before, but I think it speaks very powerfully to the plight of the refugees.
Can you see strength in my eyes? I used to sleep through the night. Then hurricane, there were no lights, no sirens, just guns. It was violent and we had to run or die. I'm running. I'm running. I'm running. I'm running. So much time wasted in 17 years inside a fence. I ran from the war, homeless, no school, no future. I'm a ghost, but not finished. I will rise. Say no, only all alone. Say no, I'll never forget my home. I'm running from the place that I know. I'm running. What direction should I go? I'm so tired and so worn. I won't stop until I'm safe and strong.
Where I'm running to is running through my mind. Always on the run, am I running out of time? Darkness in my way, I pray that the sun will shine. Started from the bottom and that was underlined by the place that I'm from. Sometimes it's undivine. I hear them songs of freedom and they running through my mind. Close my eyes, imagine a place next to me where I no longer can be labeled a refugee. Destiny holds somewhere down these dark roads. Yeah, we the lost tribe, but we found our souls. Cold rain, all pain, I left along the way. I fight through the night just to find a stronger day.
From the place that I know, I'm running. What direction should I go? I'm running. So tired and so worn. I won't stop until I'm safe and strong. Say you and flee the place you love. Say tough as nails when things got rough. Say Many fathers told their sons and daughters, don't stop running till you're home. Say, oh, refugee song. 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 Say, oh, refugee.
Thank you.
Thank you. That was a beautiful song. I've never seen that, so I appreciate your sharing that with us. It's interesting how this event sort of transpired and came to be with faculty and staff colleagues just talking about their concerns over many of the issues that have just unraveled since the election, and really our college's response to that unraveling see around us. And what I found quite amazing about Medaille, that I have so very much learned to appreciate in my short time here, I've only been here since July, is truly what a community we do have here, and how we do celebrate who we are and what each individual brings to this community called Medaille. And that how we really begin to focus more on the positive, and how we really do have an entire college community that is a very safe place to be. And I think that for a lot of that, that is why, you know, we decided to gather this sort of event this evening and to celebrate all of that that is within us, but at the same time to be quite aware of the issues that surround us and really how to feel safe about talking about them, okay? Or thinking about them, dialoguing about them, okay? Writing about them, reading about them, listening about them, sharing about them. And so certainly for all of that, I am very comforted by this community. So our next person is Lucy Zazak.
Okay, so what inspired me to become a teacher were refugees. That was my first teaching assignment. This is a poem by W.H. Auden. He wrote this right around World War II. It's called Refugee Blues. Say this city has 10 million souls. Some are living in mansions, some are living in holes. Yet there's no place for us, my dear. Yet there's no place for us. Once we had a country, and we thought it fair. Look in the atlas, and you'll find it there. We cannot go there now, my dear. We cannot go there now. In the village churchyard, there grows an old yew. Every spring it blossoms anew. Old passports can't do that, my dear. Old passports can't do that. The consul banged the table and said, if you've got no passport, you're officially dead. But we're still alive, my dear. But we're still alive. Went to a committee. They offered me a chair. Asked me politely to return next year. But where shall we go today, my dear? But where shall we go today? Came to a public meeting. The speaker got up and said, if we let them in, they will steal our daily bread. He was talking of you and me, my dear. He was talking of you and me. Thought I heard the thunder rumbling in the sky. It was Hitler over Europe saying, they must die. We were in his mind, my dear. We were in his mind. Saw a poodle in a jacket fastened with a pin. Saw a door opened and a cat let in. But they weren't German Jews, my dear. But they weren't German Jews. Went down to the harbor and stood upon the quay. Saw the fish swimming as if they were free. Only 10 feet away, my dear, only 10 feet away. Walked through a wood, saw the birds in the trees. They had no politicians and sang at their ease. They weren't the human race, my dear. They weren't the human race. Dreamed I saw a building with 10,000 floors, 1,000 windows and 1,000 doors. Not one of them was ours, my dear. Not one of them was ours. Stood on a great plain in the falling snow. 10,000 soldiers marched to and fro. Looking for you and me, my dear. Looking for you and me.